a gentleman who I have known for damn near 20 years. Got to meet him years ago. We have, I'm not going to lie, felt at each other on occasion around the poker table. And that's not a metaphor for anything. And he is the star of Brockmire IFC, which has gotten, for its 4th season, which drops on Hulu tomorrow night, 100% on the old Rotten Tomatoes. 100. He's keeping it 100. The star of Brockmire IFC, my buddy Hank Azaria, back here on the show. How are you, Henry?
I'm good, Rich. How are you? We have felt at each other, and we have felt each other.
You know what?
On
yes.
different occasions.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I'm going through the mental Rolodex right now to see who can actually confirm such a thing. But
well, I meant the emotional. I feel you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Which
I've probably also physically felt you several times.
That's true.
Probably.
I know. Our respective dogs, may they rest in peace, have been in each other's houses. I mean, those are moments.
Yes.
For all of us to remember.
We've at least accidentally bumped into each other.
Good to chat with you, Hank, and congrats on the Brockmire run. Congrats on all of that, man. I remember when you first were doing that around the poker table, like legitimately using that voice around the poker table, and now bringing it from the Funny or Die video to IFC, and now the final season on Hulu. Congrats on all that, sir.
Yeah, it was truly workshopped around the card table. And by the way, we got 100 on Rotten Tomatoes every year, but one. We only got one bad review in all 4 years.
Who is that
and
person?
That was one.
Who is that person?
Season.
Who is that person?
Who is that person? I remember who it is because you remember the bad ones. Vern Gay from Newsday. I don't know what was eating him that day, but he was the one person out of 40 some odd that gave the show back.
Is that right? Not like you hold a grudge or anything, Hank. Not like you.
No. It's not like he should be worried every time he starts his car or anything. It's not like that.
Well, the final season, the Hulu on Hulu.
Seasons, maybe shameless. 1 through 3 right now available on Hulu. You can binge them. 22 minutes per 8 episodes per season. You can. That's one quarantine afternoon.
Okay, you can just whip through them all, and then season 4 drops, as the kids say, tomorrow. Fantastic. Well, congrats on all that. Do you ask the poll question, Hank? Here, Christopher. Ask the poll question.
I saw the poll question.
Yeah,
the answer was The Natural.
Oh,
really? You didn't even stutter. The Natural.
No.
Why?
I love that movie. That's one of those movies. Not only is it my favorite baseball movie, but it's one of those movies that goes in my pantheon of if it's on, I will watch it to the end.
Remote drop. A remote drop. Doesn't matter where it is.
It.
Doesn't matter where it is. Because Goodfellas is up there with me on that front. The Fugitive is another one of those movies where it doesn't matter. You got to drop the remote. The Natural's that way for you.
Yes. Goodfellas, yes. Godfather 1 and 2, yes. If it's on, I must watch it. But, I asked this on Twitter the other day.
Yes.
So there's certain great movies we'll all watch if they're on.
Yes.
Like, those are all good movies. Is there any horrible movie that if it's on, I have 2 really bad movies that if they're on, I will watch.
You have the floor, Hank. What do you have?
Cocktail. And then the granddaddy of them all is Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. I was about to say.
They were both on over the weekend. Is that why I said that, Hank?
No, I didn't even know that. I actually have a poster of Roadhouse. I'm looking at it right in front of me. Is my buddy Ernie gave me the painting, from Goodfellas, one dog looking this way, one looking that way.
We were talking about that just last week. Yes, you have that painting in your house.
I'm looking at that painting right now. Then if I look to my left, I have the poster of Roadhouse. Those are the 2 things in my office.
Oh my gosh! Because we were discussing that Roadhouse. Because I had mentioned I have never seen, Hank, Roadhouse credits to credits. I've always dropped in and seen it here and there. I can't. I actually pick up the remote after a while. I can't get through it. I just can't.
I'm the opposite. My God, I can't. I've seen it dozens of times. God, I love it.
Why? Why?
Well, it's bad. It's terrible.
The fights are fun. The fights are fun. The music is fun. Jeff Healey doing a lot of good blues music in it, and it's just so bad. It's good. It's just so horrible. Ben Gazzara doing this crazy over-the-top villain, and Sam Elliott, hitting you in the knee and going, "That hurts, doesn't it?" It's just fantastic. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what don't you like about Cocktail?
Yeah.
I love Cocktails on. It's just I consider it a bad movie, but not a second of it is believable. These two bartenders take over the world. I don't understand what the premise is.
But Hank,
they're
they're flipping the drinks around as they make a cocktail. They're having
exactly. It's fun. I think I enjoy watching the screenwriter really strange. Like, how is a bartender going to matter in the world for the next 10 pages of the script? I don't know.
What's the most you had to rehearse something like similar to flipping something up in the air for any of the roles that you've done, Hank?
Oh, easily. And Mystery Men, when I played the Blue Raja, I had to actually learn some sleight of hand with fork, like making forks appear.
What?
Yeah, I had to actually learn some fork sleight of hand.
You know what? I forgot about Mystery Men. So you've been in 2 films with the word mystery in the title. That and Mystery Alaska.
They almost came out concurrently, and they were part of a triple play that nearly ended my career. They all did so poorly. What completes that failure hat trick?
Herman's Head?
No, that was the early days. That was on the way up. That was like a break, and that got me working.
What was the other one?
The 3 big breaks I got that all went into the toilet almost concurrently were Mystery Alaska, Mystery Men, and Godzilla.
What?
Yeah.
The Matthew Broderick version?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I prefer to think of it as the Hank Azaria version.
Well, maybe people are dropping their remotes because it's too good of a bad movie. Mystery Alaska doesn't get a lot.
I like that movie.
Yeah, Hank.
Not a bad. No, neither is Mystery Men. They're both actually all 3 are not bad at all. Mystery Men's a very fun movie. It just didn't do very well at the box office. Mystery Alaska is a perfectly fine movie.
Well,
and Godzilla's not as bad as people make it out at all.
Well, thankfully, it's all worked out well for you, Hank, from everything that you've done. Also, The Simpsons is in season 3000, correct? Is that what it is?
32. We actually just read our 700th episode.
Come on.
Yeah.
700 episodes? That is absolutely insane. Nothing gets 700 episodes. Nothing. That's totally crazy. Well, and now IFC Brockmire, the 4th season, available on Hulu, just where all seasons 1 through 3. Is it possible that I could get? Is it possible I could get Brockmire on the phone? Is he there, Hank? Is Brockmire there to help us work through a lot of the issues with baseball? Because in the 4th season that drops on Hulu on Tuesday, Brockmire becomes commissioner of baseball in that season, correct?
He does. That's the future. Were we I almost think it might happen. We were so precognitive with season 4.
From the pandemic to
from the pandemic to the disputed lands, to the riots, to the heat, to baseball going away almost. I mean, we called it. It's really almost a little freaky. And there's a couple other predictions we make. Like Joel wrote an amazing episode. A lot of the season is about how a really credible, almost like Black Mirror kind of storyline where an Alexa type, operating system pretty much takes over. And it's really funny and really believable, I think. But yeah, so let me see if I can.
Yeah, would you mind?
As the great Elmer Fudd once said,
yes.
Rich Eisen, he's around here someplace. So let me.
Yeah, just to see if he's there.
And by it also gives me time to pull up the funny things that Jim just said. So hold on a second.
See if Jim Brockmire.
Is this Rich Eisen, Jim Brockmire?
Hey, Jim, it's been too long.
My dear friend, my dear follically challenged friend, Rich Eisen. How are you?
It's good to chat with you again, Jim. As you know, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time, and it's just really great to see how everything's worked out for you in the end.
Well, you were there at the beginning, Rich. You did our original short on Funny or Die,
yes.
And then I got my big break when nobody else would touch me.
Yes,
you employed me to.
You were toxic.
To come on your
toxic.
Your NFL show.
That's right.
I went on there. Yes, so thank you. I owe it all to you. In the same way that John Travolta is indebted to Quentin Tarantino. I'm indebted to you for
Thank you.
revitalizing my career.
I
Thank
appreciate that, Jim. I'll take that as a compliment. So what do you think of the current Major League Baseball negotiations, Jim?
Well, Rich, I got to hand it to the MLB. You have to, because watching these contract negotiations, it's just highlighted what Major League Baseball is very good at.
What's that?
Because what says baseball more than a boring and unproductive back and forth? I mean, how is it that they have managed to remind everybody in America about the worst aspects of baseball while simultaneously not playing a single game? It's absolutely unbelievable.
Well, whose fault is it, Jim? Do you think it's the owners, the players? Where do you place the blame here?
Oh, I just want the whole charade of negotiations to just go away and be done, because I'm quite interested in how a 50-game season would play out. It's such a small amount of games.
Yes.
But I think the team that will benefit the most, speaking of horrible owners, would be the New York Mets. Well, because they usually they get your hopes up and then collapse. But with 50 games, no time to collapse. Could be just the hopes up phase. Could be great news for them.
So just in 50 games, you could just get it all out of the way, is what you're saying, Jim, for the Mets.
Oh, for the Mets, yeah, but that would be really surreal seeing that. I mean, I would like to see it personally. Because, I mean, somebody's going to win 5 games and get the Cy Young Award. You know, I want to see that. I want to see Mookie Betts win the Dodgers a World Series, but have no fans to see it in person. I want to see that. And I can't wait to see a pitcher properly sanitize a baseball for coronavirus right before throwing it at the head of an Astros batter. I want to see all these things happen.
Broadcasting legend Jim Brockmire, kind enough to hop on the phone here in advance of Brockmire on IFC hitting Hulu starting on Tuesday, just like all the 3 previous seasons. But maybe there'll be crowd noise pumped into a stadium, right? Isn't that a possibility, Jim?
That is possible. I'm excited to see that too. Games without fans in the stands. There are quite if you do pipe in that crowd noise, so it sounds like a normal game. I'm afraid of the sounds that will be played in Boston. I think a recording of the fans at Fenway will need the same kind of disclaimer they're going to give to Gone with the Wind now. Just like, this recording's from a different time. People didn't know better 10 months ago. Please forgive us. They're going to make it authentic.
Jim Brockmire, man, oh man. Look, man, I'm thrilled again with what's happened for you, and I know this may be something you weren't planning on talking about, but you and Musburger, have you buried the hatchet, or is that still, despite everything that's gone down and your journey as a human that we've all seen play out over the 4 seasons of Brockmire? Are you and Musburger still on feuding from all those years?
Well, Rich Eisen, it's very difficult to bury the hatchet with a man who thought it was funny to poop in your hotel room bed. You know what I mean?
I saw that on an episode that he
Yeah, that was true. In fact, in season 4, we kind of flash forward 12 years into the future, and as you say, Brockmire's commissioner of baseball. He finally gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he's having a little bit of difficulty finding someone to give his intro speech.
Yes.
He's scrambling around looking at the guest list to see who's there that day, and he goes down the list. He's like, oh, no, can't ask Musburger. He pooped in my bed. So did Eisen. So did Levitard. So did Dan Patrick. Boy, this list is a regular who's who of pillow poo, says Jim Brockmire. So I guess over the next 12 years, you will go on to poop in Jim Brockmire's bed as well.
By the way, that's something to look forward to. I can look forward to that, Jim. I can really do that.
Yeah, I think the idea with selling is that after, and I hope this is not for a long time, but after Brent Musburger passes, it becomes a way to honor his memory, is to poop in my bed.
Well, Jim, congrats on the show. Really appreciate you hopping on. Would you put Hank back on the phone for a quick second so I could say a proper goodbye to him, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk to him, he's a little boring, but sure.
Okay, thank you. There you go.
Hey, Rich Eisen. Oh boy, I hope Jim Brockmire behaves himself. That's
You know
all
what,
I can
Hank? It really was great. I hope you didn't mind me asking just specifically to have Jim on the phone like that.
No. Listen, I'm quite used to. Listen, I used to be married to Helen Hunt. I'm used to somebody else taking the lead, being the star of the family. I'm used to it.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, Hank, but we went down this day in history to see what to talk about, and that's what led to our poll question. It was 32 years ago today that Bull Durham was in theaters for the first time. Whose birthday is it today?
Hey, Hank, it's Helen Hunt's birthday today.
Are you aware?
Well, how? That must be buried deep in the recesses of my subconscious that I brought her up. That's amazing. I'm just glad I went there first.
Yes. I waited.
You opened the door.
I waited until you brought her up.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Hello?
Is she there?
She hasn't answered in over 20 years, so something's definitely wrong between the two of us.
Well, oddly enough, it's the same thing with my ESPYs invite.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes, Hank.
Well, The Natural is my favorite baseball movie.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite sports movie? I have a definitive favorite sports movie.
We've been talking about this a lot
over the last few weeks. It's Hoosiers, Hank. It's Hoosiers.
Right? A total agreement.
And, well, here's the issue, Hank, is we had the director of Hoosiers and Rudy on, David Onspach, because he heard me slag on Rudy, calling it pure fiction, and that never has the word based on a true story done more heavy lifting. He came on and said, no, that's compared to other sports movies, it's like a Ken Burns documentary. And then proceeded to tell, Hank, how Hoosiers, other than the fact that the school Hickory had won a championship, that the writer, Angelo Pizzo, visited the town and said, it's such a boring story, nothing happened, we can't do the movie. The whole thing's made up. Everything about it is made up, is what he said.
Well, I don't care. They made it up well.
And how about this one? How about this one? This is the thing that really gutted me. I asked him if he had to twist Hackman's arm to make the movie, Hank. He said that Hackman was, did he use the word difficult? Because it was his first movie, David Onspach.
Yeah, Hackman was very difficult.
Hackman was so not into the film that, do you remember the montage when Hickory starts winning? And you see, with the music and everything's going well, and you see the character played by Dennis Hopper laughing and slapping his knee. You remember that? He said that he learned 2 years before Hopper died. Hopper told him what Hopper's laughing at is Hackman saying to him off camera, I hope you've invested well, because once this movie comes out, we're never going to have a career anymore.
But there's so many stories like that. You know that Burt Reynolds was going to fire his agents after he saw a cut of Boogie Nights?
No.
The screened it for him. He's like, I'm firing everyone who works for me. How did anyone? He's watching the finished product now. He's like, I will. This is an abomination. How did these people let me do this? Boogie Nights, he was nominated for it.
I know, and he left the set of Mystery Alaska to go to that Academy Awards, right, Hank?
Which is a whole nother story.
Can you please tell like an abridged version of that story?
Oh boy, I know, because now I'll be dishonoring a man's memory. Let's just say he was very, 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 very cranky that night.
That he left?
And he wasn't shy about it. Yeah.
Oh man, Hank, you're the best. Best to Kate and your whole family, and we'll chat soon.
Take care. Great to talk to you.
That's Henry Azaria. That's Hank Azaria.
The best.
The greatest.
The best.
At Hank Azaria on both Twitter and Instagram. Check out, again, on Hulu, as Brockmire would say, seasons 1 through now, soon to be 4. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.